anyone is able to turn the camera on and they're able to say whatever they want to say, and like, wow. 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 Imagine being a painter in the 18th century. You would be doing something upon the wall, and then you could say, you know what? Painting Christ in the middle with his 12 disciples all around him sounds a lot like the zodiac and the journey of the sun. And then the priest would hear you, and then you would get sentenced and exiled. You would get thrown in the trash and forgotten about. But now, now it's different. Now you're able to. The only person that can condemn you is yourself. Realistically speaking, the only person that can condemn you, and I mean really condemn you, is yourself. There isn't really an external force anymore that will condemn you for speaking your mind. The only way I guess you can condemn yourself is if you stand upon a higher ideal, but then, even then, when one stands upon a higher ideal and they reflect back upon what they've experienced and what they've gone through, what they've been able to, the previous ideal they were standing upon, and the actions that were carried out from such an ideal. I always link it back to growth and expansion, because the only thing that the universe is just contraction and radiation, push and pull, and I link that back to red and blue, good and evil. Let me switch. I don't think you can really see it properly, and I'll go into it in clearer detail during the show and tell when I'm able to fully talk about this painting, because it's still in art. You know, art never has a finish line. It never has an end date. It never has a okay, I'm done now, because fuck, I looked at a painting that I created last year. I looked at it yesterday, and so many things I could add to it now, but I know it would diminish the quality of what it already is. As much as I stand upon a higher ideal from which I'm able to carry out my actions, I know that that previous ideal that I was standing upon was a very good fucking like foundation to build this painting upon. The painting being Mr. Moneyman. The higher ideal is the archetype by which that painting was based around. That feeling that that archetype has, and that archetype lives within me. Of course, I'm not able to paint it if it doesn't already dwell within. However, standing upon the higher ideal that I'm living to right now. Okay, this is starting to sound egoic. What I was talking about was red and blue. Okay, when we see the electromagnetic field, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the whole graph of colors, nice rainbow, red and blue. Purple is just an hyperbolic. It's, it's just a higher octave of blue, and orange and such is of course red. But in the middle, when they meet, there's green, and that's where you see the moon. I made that window as it should be a stained glass window. That was what I was looking for. I made it so it would be a stained glass window. There's a window underneath it because I was just trying to give it depth. There's the stairway leading up to where Soul is fishing. Soul is still not finished. There's the cross on the desk. The cross being this cross right here. That being the meridian and the line of the earth. And I guess for all of you flat earthers, that is clear evidence that the earth is flat, considering it's the line of the earth. The earth is a line. However, I've been thinking about this a lot. I can't say if the world is round or the world is flat. Why? Because I haven't fucking seen it from my own eyes. I can't say what's in Antarctica or not, and I can't say realistically, what is and what isn't, the only way that I can say what is and what isn't is from my own personal experience and what I've gone through within, well, I guess within just conscious observation of the unfoldment of what dwells before me. But then even then it doesn't even dwell before me, because it all happens from within. If it can't flourish without, if there's not a cause within to allow the petals to grow. Gosh, I've got music to show you. I've got music to show you. I've got some music to show you. I probably should have said that at the start. But I've got some music to show you. Let's hear it. I hope you can hear. Let's see if you can hear.
You don't need to worry. The sun will rise again in the morning. To slay the dragon. To tame the beast. To slay the mother nature. And to rise once again. To be like the song. To be like the sun.
I do deserve an applause. I deserve way more than a fucking applause. But all of that, of course, links back to the painting. The painting name itself, I probably should have said that at the start. But the painting is The Fisher of Mon. Mon being monad. And, well, I guess the monad's fishing for the monad. Right? It's fishing for itself. Oh my god! Look at this! Yeah. 0, 0, 0. From 0 sprouts 1, and I guess I don't like how they say that 2 is a bastardized version of 1, considering I mean I clearly understand how, because the physical world only comes about from the number 2. 1 is pure, but then even then, is 1 still a bastardized version of 0 too? Considering 0 is, it's 0, it's void, it's nothingness, but it's also everythingness too. Within 0, all the numbers are held, but none of the numbers are held. So then 1, what makes 1? What makes 1? Huh. Fuck. Okay. Yeah. So the monad just basically being the sun. The sun is fishing, the fisher of men, the fisher of Mon. The fisher of men, at least my own interpretation of it, it might be the true interpretation of it, but I don't fucking know, is just the cycle of the sun coming up above the waters of Cancer and then radiating from above. It's like how in every, well, most Masonic art, you would see the arch and Cancer. But then would you say that's Pisces? On the book at least. Cancer is just, 6 and 9. It's spiral, radiating and contracting. Which I guess the flowers show that too, because you can clearly see the beautiful dance of them radiating, but clearly they can retract too. They can go out and pull back in. The crab at the bottom, I forgot. Oh, shit, I should change this, right? Yeah, but the crab at the bottom, that crab is just basically Cancer. It's just to show you that it's Cancer. Everything else is just pretty shit. Now the words here, I don't know if you were actually able to decipher them. Well, I say decipher, I would say they're fucking pretty clear to begin with, but you don't need to worry, the sun will rise again in the morning. That's the first part. The second part being to slay the dragon, to slay the lower nature. To slay the lower nature and to rise up once again. To be like soul, to be like the sun. Because of course, the sun is the greatest manifestation, and I guess the highest physical thing we have to show us of gratitude. Well, not gratitude, but the sun gives. The sun gives to such a far greater extent than any of us could ever fucking hope to ever live to. But yet we can take the virtue of the sun and at least combine that and stand upon that type of ideal. To stand upon the ideal of which Apollo stands upon, right? Apollo is only able to be Apollo because he stands upon the ideal by which, or at least the virtue of the sun. He is the virtue of the sun personified. I don't know what I can't see a higher virtue than the sun. Well, nothingness. Zero. maybe that's a higher virtue than the sun, and but then how can you say that is, because this is the symbol of the sun, which is a zero with a point in it, but then I guess you could say that zero and that single point in the middle is a one. One has to be contained by the zero, or at least maybe within the zero there is the one. Within the nothingness there is the somethingness, and that's that central pole, that one. Maybe. Do I know what I'm talking about? Not one fucking bit. But I guess that's why it's so beautiful to have a teacher to at least ramble on about all of these things with, and to at least have I don't fucking know. I don't have a teacher. Bye guys. I'll see you. I don't want to end this just yet. I don't know. I'm going to end it when the energy is right. So let me really sign this off. This whole process that I've been going through has been a journey of the sun. The sun has been rising and claiming its position every fucking day. And every day I seem to at least be able to unlock a new part of what's already there. I don't know how to explain it. But like, the virtue of the self grows and grows because the sun grows and grows. Maybe that's extremely egoic to try and link myself back to the sun, or at least try and link back my virtues back to the sun. But you tell me, I would rather link my virtues to the sun than to Kevin Hart. Oh man, to think people actually find these caricatures funny, it's crazy. Anyways, I'll see you when I see you next. All of it will be done, all of it will be beautiful, all of it will be perfect. Will I release it and not have a reflection series upon it? I don't know. Will I just release it and then that's it, not say anything about it? I don't know. But what I do know, I can't even say it. There's a feeling within, and I guess maybe having the courage to fucking speak and to say that. Oh man. Oh.